They say some love stories are written in the stars, destined long before the world ever notices them. For Dylan Wang and Shen Yue, what began as two young actors sharing the screen transformed into one of the most beloved love stories of this generation. And today, that story reached its most beautiful chapter yet. Yes, Dylan Wang and Shen Yue are officially married, standing hand in hand, surrounded by loved ones, proving that sometimes fairy tales do come true. The day began quietly, almost secretly. A luxurious garden estate had been chosen as the venue, away from flashing paparazzi cameras, nestled between mountains and blooming cherry blossoms, as though nature itself had chosen to celebrate with them. Invitations were scarce. Only family, close friends, and a few industry insiders were welcomed. This was not about the public spectacle. It was about two hearts, finally sealing the promise that fans had long hoped for. And yet, when the first pictures leaked online, the internet nearly broke. Shen Yue, radiant in a gown of soft ivory lace, stepped into the aisle like she had stepped straight out of a dream. The dress shimmered as though woven with moonlight, simple yet elegant, perfectly capturing her personality. Never overbearing, never trying too hard, but always effortlessly breathtaking. Her veil, delicate and flowing, caught the breeze. Her smile, nervous, shy, and impossibly pure, left everyone gasping. And then there was Dylan, dressed in a tailored suit, sharp and regal, yet softened by the unmistakable emotion in his eyes. For years, he had played the role of the charismatic leading man. But today, there was no performance. The way he looked at Shen Yue said everything. Love, admiration, promise of forever. When Shen Yue began walking down the aisle, Dylan's composure nearly broke. Guests whispered that they saw him blink back tears. He placed his hand over his chest as though steadying his heartbeat, unable to believe the moment was finally real. And when their eyes met, just for a second, it was as if the world disappeared. No cameras, no audience, no stage. Only him and her, two souls finding home in each other. The ceremony itself was nothing short of magical. The officiant spoke of destiny, of two people who had unknowingly carried each other's names in their hearts since the beginning. And when Dylan was asked to share his vows, the usually confident star stumbled for words. His voice shook, his hands trembled, but his message was clear. "I've played many roles in my life," he said softly, "but my favorite will always be yours, being the one who stands beside you, the one who protects you, the one who loves you, and not just in this life, but in every life to come." Shen Yue's tears fell before he could even finish. She laughed through them, nodding as though she had been waiting for those words all along. When it was her turn, she held Dylan's hands tightly and whispered, "You've always made me braver. You taught me love isn't just grand gestures. It's in the little things. The way you listen, the way you stay, the way you see me, even when I try to hide. Today, I'm not just marrying you. I'm choosing you every day for the rest of my life." Guests wiped their eyes. Even the staff looked moved beyond words. And then came the kiss. A kiss that wasn't just a kiss. It was a promise. A seal on years of unspoken feelings, tender moments, and unwavering loyalty. The kind of kiss that made the world pause, leaving fans scrolling endlessly, replaying the video again and again. In that moment, they were no longer Dylan Wang, the rising star, and Shen Yue, the nation's sweetheart. They were simply a man and a woman, madly in love, beginning their forever. The reception was just as enchanting. Long tables decorated with roses, peonies, and candlelight stretched under the open sky. Fairy lights draped across trees, casting a warm glow that made everything feel like a scene from a drama. Music played softly in the background, songs both had quietly shared throughout the years. When they entered as husband and wife for the first time, the applause was deafening. Dylan couldn't resist twirling Shen Yue, making her laugh, making her veil dance. They looked less like celebrities and more like two people completely lost in each other. The first dance silenced the crowd. A single spotlight fell upon them as they swayed slowly, holding each other close. Dylan whispered something in Shen Yue's ear, and she giggled, resting her head on his chest. Fans online would later analyze every frame of that clip, trying to guess what he said. Some claimed he called her my forever. Others swore they saw her mouth the words, "I love you too." Whatever it was, the intimacy between them was undeniable. As the night continued, toasts were made. Dylan's closest friends teased him for finally settling down, while Shen Yue's bridesmaids shared stories of her nervous excitement leading up to the wedding. But the most emotional moment came when Dylan raised his glass. "To everyone here," he began, "thank you for witnessing this moment. But more than that, thank you for believing in us. For supporting us when we didn't even know how to support ourselves. Tonight, I don't feel like a star. I just feel like the luckiest man in the world. Because she chose me." The crowd erupted in cheers, glasses clinking as Shen Yue clutched his arm, eyes shining with love. And of course, the wedding cake, a towering masterpiece of white and gold, adorned with sugar flowers and delicate details, symbolizing elegance and new beginnings. Together, Dylan and Shen Yue cut the cake, feeding each other with playful smiles. Dylan, always the teaser, tried to smudge a bit on her cheek, but Shen Yue caught him first, pressing frosting on his nose instead. Laughter filled the air, a reminder that even in this grand fairy tale, they were still the same playful duo fans had adored from the beginning. But perhaps the most touching detail of the night was the way they never let go of each other's hands. From the aisle to the dance floor, from greeting guests to stealing quiet moments by the garden lights, their fingers stayed intertwined, as if the universe itself couldn't pry them apart. By the time the evening ended, guests described it as more than just a wedding. It was a celebration of destiny, a reminder that some stories don't just belong on screen. Some stories live in the hearts of the people who dare to believe in them. And for Dylan Wang and Shen Yue, this was only the beginning. As fans across the globe stayed glued to their screens, rewatching every detail, one truth became impossible to ignore. This wasn't just a fairy tale wedding. This was forever, and forever had finally begun.